So the one thing that hasn't been tested in this A500 setup is audio. In the last video we looked at the floppy adapter here to convert a PC floppy to an Amiga compatible, so we have the ready and dischange signals. We looked at the keyboard here that we had salvaged from an external Amiga keyboard to turn into an internal A500 keyboard. We looked at the tank mouse here that I picked up surplus. I've hooked up a couple of PC speakers. I've got one floating over here and one floating back over here on top of the power supplies. They're plugged into the machine, so let's go ahead and power up here and see if we get audio. I've got Arkanoid in the drive. I can hear the floppy accessing. You can see it down here doing its thing. There's the load screen. This takes a bit to get loaded. I'll try to hold the camera somewhat steady. Crossing my fingers, we have audio. So, splash screen. This takes a bit right here. This is really just a stock A500, half a mega RAM. Nice little splash screen. It'll tell us here it's been cracked. This just sits and runs for a minute. And I have to actually start a game before I get audio. Hit F1 to put a coin in. Oh yes, I can already tell it's stereo. So both channels are working. Sounds decent. Oh, this is going to be really hard to play on the... Yeah, it's really hard to play on the camera screen. And of course we've got the other speaker hiding over here on top of the power supply. Very pleased. So I have what I believe to be a fully functioning Amiga 500 here. That over a series of videos we've repaired the motherboard. Kind of recapping, we repaired the motherboard. We had a bad Agnes chip, had a pin broken off. We had bad logic gate. One of these four guys here was bad that kept it from coming up. It's been recapped completely. I think that was the only issues with the motherboard. I did a lot of cleanup, resoldering on the back of the board. We adapted a keyboard from an external Amiga keyboard, probably off of 1000. It's using one of the cheap Chinese up converters here that's actually been put into a case by somebody to do the video up conversion to the VGA. The Ian Stedman, I believe it is, floppy adapter board to use a standard PC floppy, which is working. And audio. So all I need is a case, and I have me a usable, functional A500. Anyhow, this will be a short video. I'll wrap it up here. I just wanted to share whether audio worked with you or not. So, very cool.